Well, hello, folks. Looks like nobody's on right now, so we'll just keep our comments to ourselves for the time. All right, so let's see what we can do. Grown. Oh, hello to my first viewer. So we're back in Edmonton again. I don't know if you were with us before, viewer, whoever you might be, but we're back in Edmonton. The active pause we did in the middle of the flight previously apparently continues to run you out of gas. So that's fun. Yeah, really fun. Anyways, neither here nor there. Let's get ourselves rolling again here. I'm not sure that you were hearing sound actually last time. I think you were hearing the air traffic control, but I don't think you were hearing engine sounds last time. And I need to look into why that is, because I'm pretty sure you should have.
Edmonton ground RF66425 ready to copy IFR clearance to Kelowna.
RF66425 is cleared to Kelowna Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 20 climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure frequency is 134.7 squawk 6622.
RF66425 cleared to Kelowna Airport as filed.
Okay.
Takeoff runway 20 climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure on 134.7 squawk 6622.
RF66425 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.7 when ready to taxi.
Edmonton ground RF66425 requesting pushback.
RF66425 pushback request accepted.
Screwed that up. Holy, pushback already? I wasn't ready yet, dude. Okay. Alright, let's have a look here. We're set for that. Nav is on. Let's get down in here and have a quick boo. Yep, on the wrong thing. There we go. No. I'm not sure if whoever you're watching can see me in the top corner there, but I put myself up in the thing up there. Just right there, I think. I don't know if you can see me or not, but anyway. Yeah, that's right out there in the corner.
Edmonton ground RF66425 requesting the end of pushback.
Thank you. And
RF66425 request to end pushback
wow.
received.
apparently I just showed up under another
Edmonton
airplane.
ground RF 66425.
Did you see that?
Window ready to taxi IFR.
That's hilarious.
RF6 6425 taxi to and hold short of runway 20 via taxiway Bravo. Contact tower on 118 decimal tree when ready.
That's really not fun.
Taxiing hold short runway 20 via taxiway Bravo RF 66425.
Alright, let's hope we don't hit anybody this time, hey? Let's not drive in the grass. Let's do what we can to avoid that, shall we? That seems like a very reasonable request, I think. There we go. Now we can see where we are, which is good. All right. Follow the yellow brick road, as they say. Well, I don't know who they are or why they'd say it, but you know, I think it's funny. I make myself laugh sometimes. Okay. This is all very good. There's a speed limit on the taxiways. I don't know if you knew that, but there is. Not allowed to go over 25 knots. And it's right here in the middle of our screen, right here, and right down here. We're sitting at just over 20. I could go faster, but it's hard to gauge how fast you're going sometimes with the throttle. It's not like in a car where it's a little more, you know, easy to figure out where you're at in the speed thing. Oh, going too fast almost. Going too fast. I don't like it when you go too fast. We're not going to finish this flight tonight, for sure. Takes too long. I don't have the energy. I was up till very late last night playing around. So quiet. Get some stuff turned on there. Those were all anti-icing. It's currently minus 8 degrees outside temperature. Inside temperature is 10. 10 whole degrees. So we'll turn the fan up and we will turn the heat up a little bit for the folks in the car. It's not a car, it's a plane, I know, but that's fine. All right, that should do quite nicely. So we've got GPS set as our nav, which is good. Let's just double check that. Yes, we do. And we want to make sure that this autopilot is turned to on, as we previously discussed, because that will make life miserable later. Getting close here. We're getting close to takeoff. The stream is 11 minutes old. All right, let's have a look. Here we come. All right, let's do tower. We're coming in hot, super hot. And we're going to, oops, turn ground. Now we can request takeoff, IFR. For whoever's watching, I don't know who you are, but IFR is instrument flight rules.
6425 ready for IFR departure runway 20.
RS-66425 cleared for takeoff runway 20.
Cleared for takeoff means bye-bye, Edmonton. Hello,
Cleared for takeoff
somewhere
runway
between
20
Edmonton and Toronto.
RS-66425.
Alright, coming in hot again, but I'm just going to roll through because there's no point stopping. We'll go up to full throttle, or near it anyway. We'll get flaps back to 1. Flaps are the extensions on the back of the wing, in case anybody was wondering. Gives the wing more surface area for the air to pick up on. And there's 90, so we should be able to get off the road here. There we go. Positive rate. Everything is happy. Turning early. That's up. Gear is up. Flaps up, gears up. Gears moving. Flaps are in.
RS-66425 contact Edmonton Center on 134.7.
Going to 134.7.
134.7 RF 66425. Edmonton Center RF 66425 is climbing through 3,300 feet for 12,000 feet. RF 66425 Edmonton Center, continue as planned. Altimeter tree 0.09.
All right. Oof.
Stall. Stall.
That's not good.
Stall.
Why are we stalling?
Stall. 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 Stall.
Let's lock in this altimeter right here. Let's get some speed first before we fall out of the sky. That was a very bad takeoff procedure there because I didn't let the plane get up enough speed on the ground before I tried to go for nose to the sky and climb quick. So now I could climb quick because we've got lots of speed. So we'll get this up to 12,000 again. Right about there, and we will do flight change mode again, and it will now set a vertical speed that will allow us to keep the speed we are currently doing, which in this case is 210, 212 indicated nautical miles an hour.
Generic Romeo Delta November, you are 42 miles south. Climb and maintain
Generic.
8,600 feet.
That
Expect
is
vector visual runway
artificial
10
intelligence
approach.
plane in the airspace. That's a first for me today. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about them.
Climb and maintain 8,600 feet. Expect vectors visual runway 10 approach generic Romeo Delta November.
Well, he's going to land. Going back to Edmonton, I'm guessing. We are cooking through all the waypoints here at a nice clip. Climbing at a fairly steady pace, which is good. All things are excellent. Let's get that throttle up a little bit more. That should be good there, I think. And inertial separator is on, which helps the engine stay in alignment with itself so that it doesn't explode. The cool thing about this plane is you can turn off the inertial separator and it allows you to go faster because it will over torque the engine safely, which is kind of cool. This is a very fast plane. It's not like a commercial jet, but a commercial jet will do 380 to 425 knots. This guy tops out at about 250 if you stay under 15,000 feet. But today, given the weather pattern that appears to be plaguing the skies, this will be a higher altitude flight today, I think. We got some ice. We got ice on the wing. We got ice in a lot of places, actually. Let's have a look here. Make sure I turned those on. Pretty sure that I did. Oops. Yeah, everything's turned on, so that's good. Okay. We are looking at a daytime flight here, by the way, in case anybody out there was wondering. What time is it where you are? My single viewer. I don't know who you are, but let's look in the back seat. I don't have anybody back there, but you're there somewhere. It's a good thing it's a empty flight, otherwise COVID rules would have us sitting you out on the wing, I think. That'd be no fun for you. It's probably not going to bother me any, but so I've got one viewer right now. The chat is open. Why don't you say hello? Just the word hello is fine. And I'll do the same. There we go. Hello. It is a very crummy day outside, it would appear. Oh, gonna level out at 12,000 here pretty quick, which is great. We should see our speed start to increase, and that's a good thing. Oops, I forgot to set that other switch to auto. There we go. That will help. Got a light flashing down here in the MFD.
RS66 425 climb and maintain flight level 260.
Fuel imbalance. So
Climb and maintain flight level 260 RS66 425.
oh, I want us to go up a bit higher still. Oops, wrong. What am I doing? Oh dear. Oh my goodness. There we go. Really? What am I missing here? There we go. Wow. That took me far too long. What was I going to here? Flight level what? 260? Yeah. Alright, to 260.
RS6 6425 contact Edmonton Center on 132.85.
Let's get going here to 260.
132.85 for RS66 425. Exit Romeo November contact Edmonton Center climbing to 12,100 feet for flight level 260. RS6 6425 Edmonton Center, continue as planned. Altimeter tree 0.18.
There you go. Oh, there's a little break in the clouds right there. Look at that. That's very cool, actually. Very cool. Neat. What is going on down here? Oh, that's okay. We already know about the fuel imbalance because we've already flipped the switch command. There it goes. Okay. Let's have a look. What was it asking me to do here? 3018 for flight level 260. Good. That's us. All right. You drink some water when you're flying an airplane. You never know. Delicious. Good, clean Canadian water. Oh, just breaking through some clouds there briefly. Briefly. Very pretty. We are on our way up to 2,600 feet. I think, look at that up there is nice and blue sky, which is good. It's very good, very good. All right. Well, this is the great thing about flying in today's world of technology is that you can just kind of sit back once you've got everything kind of dialed in and working. The plane kind of flies itself, which is great on one hand, and I think it takes some of the excitement out of it, maybe because you're not actually flying by stick. But I've tried to fly by stick, and it's a very difficult task for sure. All right, we've got 2 viewers on. Great. Still don't have a hello from either one of you though, whoever you might be.
6425 contact Edmonton Center on 134 tree.
All right. Let's turn off our AI for doing radio control.
134 tree for RF 66425.
Just because I think it'd be interesting for everybody to sort of see how we do it. Okay. We're going to 134.3. So down here, this thing is called the nav and com. So we're going to go type in 134.3. And then we're going to click the transfer button, which will take this standby number and flip it over to the active number here. And now you'll see this changed over to show contact Edmonton Center, which is what they instructed us to do. So we'll press
Edmonton
number 1.
Center RF 66425 is climbing through 16,100 feet for flight level 260.
RF 66425 Edmonton Center.
Yeah,
Continue as planned. Altimeter tree 0.17.
All right. Oh, broke through the clouds. Lovely. Probably got a little easier too now, which is good, I think.
Generic Alpha 42 contact Edmonton Center on 132.85.
That was for me, I think. I'm just got an email from my real work, so I need to
Going
take
to
a quick look at that.
132.85 generic Alpha
Oh,
42.
that was from generic. Okay, good. Okay. Beautiful. The one thing interesting about this plane, it's quite advanced given, I mean, it's a very advanced plane, technology-wise. But what's interesting about it is it doesn't have airspeed hold on it, which is odd because most planes of this variety would have a way to do basically cruise control. So it has a way for us to set our altitude, and it will hold the altitude once it gets there. We have a way for it to set a climb rate or descent rate, which is great. You can tell it in the computer here where to go and how to get there and all that kind of good stuff, but you can't tell it how fast to do it. That's the part that blows me away. The only place that you can tell it how fast to go is when you choose to do flight level change, which is what we're doing right now. You can actually increase the speed at which you grow or climb at. So that's very interesting to me. All right. Well, we were up to 3 viewers there for a second. They went down to 0. And somebody has rejoined the conversation, so to speak, because it's not really a conversation. It's feeling fairly one-sided, actually, but that's okay. It's kind of a one-sided game we play, isn't it? I think. Getting very close to our 26,000, which is good. Throttle back a little bit here, just because we were a little over speed. All right. Well, things are coming along nicely so far. Not a lot to report. We are, for those of you who just joined us, if you're new, if you haven't been watching from the beginning, we're flying from CYEG Edmonton International Airport in Alberta, Canada, over to Kelowna, British Columbia, also in Canada. The flight today is a little over 2 hours. Probably not going to make the whole thing, if I'm being honest. This pilot had a long flight yesterday, let's put it that way. Number of souls on board, 3. Me plus y'all 2. That'd be about it. So, there you go. Beautiful day outside above the clouds. Not so good below the clouds. And we've got quite a bit of icing on the leading edge of the wing, actually, which is not concerning yet, but could be concerning later. But once we get below the clouds, it'll be above zero again. We'll be okay. Right now, it's currently minus 40 degrees, minus 51. I'm sorry, right now. So, she cold outside for sure. Yeah. So that's where we're at. It's a lovely day for a flight. We'll pump up on the seat there so we can have a look over the nose, see ahead of us. Unfortunately, with the heavy overcast today, we are probably not going to see the beautiful Rocky Mountains as we cross over them. Edmonton is in the prairies on the east side of the mountains, and Kelowna is on the west side of the mountains, although it's kind of still in a very mountainous area, but it's technically on the west side of the Rockies. So we're basically going to go right over the top of them, which is kind of neato. For those interested, and for those of you who may not even know, because again, I don't know who you are on the stream, Edmonton to Kelowna driving time, we have 2 options. Both of them are beautiful drives, for sure, but they both take somewhere in the neighborhood of, 9, maybe 10 hours, depending on traffic. And in the wintertime especially, the roads can be really quite terrible. So this is an interesting choice. Obviously, I'm not actually flying there because it's a fake plane, but when the option presents itself, flying there is always better. It is faster. It's certainly more comfortable in the long run because it's faster. But yeah, and this is more enjoyable anyways, I think. Yeah. There's some of our beautiful province of Alberta down there, pretty flat. It's not Saskatchewan flat, but it's pretty flat. We'll slide over here to the other side. There's the beginning of the Rocky Mountains there. You can see just right here in the window some of the foothills beginning there, which is good. And we can see a little bit of that on our middle display here. Actually, you can see some hills starting to show up on our radar here, which is kind of good.
425 climb and maintain flight level 300.
I'm going to decline flight level 300, I think.
Climb and maintain flight level 300 RF6.
300 is no fun for this plane. It's a little high. I'm just going to go decrease by 1,000 feet.
Edmonton Center RF6 6425. Request flight level 290.
RF66 425 climb and maintain flight level 290.
Let's see, how high are we up there? We're quite a ways above the clouds, actually, although we're coming up on a bank that at anything less than where we are right now might be kind of rough. So we'll acknowledge that, and then we'll ask for another 4 off so we can stay at 20, or 3 off so we can stay at 26,000 feet.
RF6 6425 contact Edmonton Center on 133.75.
Going to 133.75 RF66425.
Okay, Edmonton Center on 13. Contact Edmonton Center
Edmonton
again.
Center RF66425 is at flight level 260, climbing flight level 290. RF66425 Edmonton Center, continue as planned.
Perfect. And we're going to decrease one more time because they're expecting us to go to flight level 290, and I'm going to go to 260 and stay there. So we're going to come down by 3 more 1,000 feet.
Edmonton Center RF66425.
Should be
request flight level 260.
260. Yep.
RF66425 climb and maintain flight level 260.
Perfect. Acknowledge those instructions.
Climb and maintain flight level 260 RF66425.
All right, so middle panel, back to this again. Or even in front of us, you can see the terrain is starting to change right in front of us there. Yeah, those are the mountains. Them's the Rockies. Which is great. Map settings. There is a way to make this look kind of different, and I don't remember how to do that. Track up. That's better. Back. And let's have a look at the weather in front of us. It's not good, people. It is not good. All right. Perfect. All right. Let's have a look at the window. Good. Thanks. We got some chop up here. My goodness. Very bumpy. Very bumpy. Well, we're holding 26,000 and we're holding 205, which is good. Very, very good. North Caribou, hilarious. don't think we have any airlines called North Caribou anywhere in Canada. I could be wrong though. I probably shouldn't say that. Maybe it's a airline based out of Northwest Territories, perhaps, and I don't even know about it. I have a good friend who works in the airline industry, actually works for NAV Canada, and he is actually stationed in Northwest Territories, Yellowknife, actually. I should ask him if there is a North Caribou airline that I'm not aware of. I really don't think there is, but I have been mistaken before. There was this one time. Whew, sure, really bumpy. It's probably a good thing none of us are actually on this flight. Might make us a little sick. I'm going to pause for a second and I'm going to check my sound because for some reason I'm not hearing anything on my end even. And I suspect you are not hearing anything either on your side, which is no good. They've done some weird stuff in this new flight sim with respect to their sounds and stuff like that. They've got communication output, and they have default. Well, my computer is set to default everything to the thing that I want, so I'm not entirely sure why I'm not hearing sounds. But sadly, that is what's happening right now. It's very odd. All right. Oh, now I'm hearing something. Are you hearing something? I think you might be hearing something too now. All right, here we go again. It's just my chair squeaking. is bumpy out there today, I must say. Let me change one other thing for you actually. So let's do that really quickly here, just into sound. And mute in background. We want that turned off because every time I flip over to manage my stream part on my other monitor, I think you guys lose sound. So now if I do that, you guys should still hear, because I can hear still, which is good. Man, it is really, really bumpy. My goodness. So yeah, that's fun. So I'm sure you can probably tell by watching that this is not my first stream, but it is definitely one of my very first ones for sure, because I'm not talking a lot. And to be honest with you, I'm still learning quite a bit about how to do this and all of that. So, thank you again for tuning in, whoever you are. I don't know who's on with us today, but thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm just playing on my you a streamer? Do you do streams? Anyways, fantastic. It's a good time. All right. We are doing a great thing here. We're coming along just nicely. We are currently 11 nautical miles out from our next turn, which is great. And we should be, we're well over the Rockies now. Let's have a look here. All right. All right. Let's not press the cancel button because we do not want to do that. And we'll just close ATC altogether. Let's have a look here. Yeah, I don't think you can see much today, unfortunately, folks. Too bad. I like to leave the seat jacked up so I can actually see what's going on out front there. Otherwise, it's just that. It's kind of boring. But I do have some other camera views pre-programmed. It's very good. Apparently, I forgot to turn on the oxygen. Inertial separator is on. I should turn that off too. Oops, I'm gonna vomit. All right. So I'm gonna just use this here. That looks good right there. So that's 1, that's 2, 3, 4, we are way over torquing this bad boy. I turned off the inertial separator and forgot. That should bring our speed back a bit here. Yeah, good. Water is so important when you're flying a plane. You gotta stay hydrated. Hydrated. Whatever that means. Alright, so what are we doing here? Let's have a look at our display. 50 miles. Oops. It's actually this one that I wanted. Let's have a look here. Oops. What's coming up? We just passed Novar. Alright, we're coming into our landing actually, which is great. So what I think I'm going to do is go into our procedure here, our flight plan. And if we go down, Rob T's at 18,200. So that means Ebel's at 15.2. Okay. 12.12. 7,700 at A6, and then 1,400 foot to hit the ground. Perfect. And there's all of our RNAV stuff. So if we go into here, go to here. No, that's not what I wanted. 283 degrees, 6 nautical miles. All right. Off to contact Vancouver Center. All right, good. Let's go back and have a look at our nearest proc. Let's have a look at this approach. And let's see, because I don't remember. I want actually RNAV 16 instead of ILS. Okay. We can load that. Beautiful. Okay. So we don't want to activate our approach yet because it's way, way out there still. We're like 70 nautical miles away, or 100 and some odd kilometers out still. So we're still a long ways from needing to be there. Morpai we're on right now, which includes RobT. Oh no, sorry, that's after RobT, which what happens after RobT that we're going to get into our approach, or into our arrival, and then we'll hit our approach, which is going to take us down to the ground, which is great. So what I want to do actually is I'm trying to find out how to put that into my nav, because I can't remember how to get it there. So let me go back again here. And don't tell me, I'll find it. I think it is under nearest. Yeah. Wow, it is really bumpy. So let's go to airports and let's go find Kelowna if it's in here. Kelowna right there. Airport info. There we go. And then we've got runways. Great, we've got 8,800 feet and frequencies which should include ILS 111.3. Well, let's do that instead, I guess. Nav 111.1.3. Put that into the active. Back. And let's have a look here. I find it interesting that RNAV is not in here. Waypoint options. Nope. Back. It's not what I wanted. Alright, well, let's go back to our approach. We'll change this to ILS for 16. And we're going to load that instead. And we are going to go into map. Nope. Perfect. And I think I am missing. Here we go. Bearing 1 is nav 1. Alright, let's have a look. Did that make a difference? No, because we don't have our localizer down here. What I added was the runway data here, so that we've got it and we can see it when it's time. We should be able to see this come around to the localizer, and then we're going to flip this over from GPS. We'll flip this over to VR1, and then boom, we'll be flying straight in on the ILS. At least that's the plan. I do want to add wind. PFD mode full. Yes, right here, wind. And we're going to go with option 3. That explains why we're having such a tough time today. 263 degrees, which is almost in our face, at 19 knots going the other direction. So we're into a pretty steady headwind coming up over the mountains today, which explains why we're having so much difficulty. getting a bit of clear sky down there. You can see some of the mountains, which is great. All right, the other side. One, 3, 1.55. Oh. 134.55. There we go. And when they say stuff like that, because we're IFR, we don't actually need to request IFR clearance for instrument flight plan. Huh. What is that? Let's find out what that is, shall we? Why not? We got nothing to lose, right? Done already. So we can read that back to them and say we're cleared. So they want us to go down to 180. So let's bring this bad boy down to 180. Like that. And then we'll do a flight level change, and we will go decrease so that it knows what I want to do. Ugh, this thing's stupid. Let's do it at, oh, brother. We'll do it at 1,000. And we'll throttle back a bit. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. We got to acknowledge? No, we do not need to acknowledge that. Get bounced around a wee bit here. Pull back on that throttle some more. Alright, let's increase our descent speed significantly, because this thing can do a lot more. So let's do that. And we'll pull the stick back for speed. I'm almost at no throttle right now, actually. If you can notice over here, let's just go back in here. This tells me what our torque is right now, and I've got like literally almost no throttle on right now, and we're getting close to maxing out here, so we're just making sure we're not having any issues. great. Almost at Rob T. She said 236 on the heading, so let's put that back to here. 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. When we get to Rob T, which is now, we're going to go we're going to let this play out just the way it is. We will get to a point where we're going to turn approach mode on here. We're not there yet, but we will be there soon enough. Just bring my speed back up a little bit, see if we can get down to 18,000. So I know I've done this flight a number of times. I know that you can actually cross the Rockies from Edmonton to Kelowna, which is this flight, at about 15,000 feet. And you'll clear all of the pretty big peaks anyways on the flight, so that's good. So even at 18,000, we're still well above the dangerous parts of the trip. All right, so we need to get down a little bit further, 12,000 feet. Yep, let's do that. And we'll get vertical speed on here and 12,000 down to 12,000 like that. And so now we're in the thick of it. Now we are, oh, never mind. I guess not. For a moment, I thought we were going to be in the thick of it. All right. You guys will have to let me know. You guys will have to let me know how this looks to you. I love how I'm just kind of hovering in the middle of my airplane. Ooh. It's kind of unfortunate. I could have put myself like in the chair, although I have my chair behind me, of course. But you know, anyways. My goodness. All right, it's time to get focused here because this is about to get interesting, I think. We are expediting our descent here to 12,000. Flight level 12. I'm at about 50% throttle right now. I think. So we are into our arrival sequence. So you can see the plane is navigating itself through here. Let's just 1 through 3.5. So once we switch over, we can hit 1 on the keyboard, or we can hit, I've got a couple of keyboard commands on my throttle quadrant that I use, but so Eichner is where we're headed now. 3005. All right. 3005. I think that's in there already. Let's just have a quick look. It is not. Barometric pressure is got to go up. Well, this is really rough. You know, if you were on a commercial flight and the weather was this bad, they would probably ask to remain above the clouds until the last possible moment, and then they would find a way to navigate themselves down, usually in like a corkscrew kind of position, shape, to get down quickly under the clouds so that they can complete their landing. However, it's not because I'm not commercial. It's because I don't want to. So I'm not gonna. We are moving. I probably turn on the inertial separator again, actually. You know what, I'm just going to quickly have a look at this checklist. On approach, no, on descent. As required. Let's have a look. Should we turn it on? Let's turn it on, see what happens to our speed. So our speed should go up a little bit. All right, let's have a look at our approach. Altimeter setting QNH, we'll figure that out in a minute. We should be turning here very shortly. There it goes. Oh, what is that now? Yes. Fuel gauges check, we're good. De-icing system is required. Inertial separator should be on during approach. Landing lights below 10,000. Well, we are already sitting at 12, so we should get ready to turn those on. At short final, the landing gear is down, and we'll check it. We'll set the flaps all the way to landing. We will disconnect our AP and yaw dampener so that we can actually get on the ground. And then we're going to clear the runway. So let's go back to our approach checklist, and we'll just put that away for the moment. And I'm expecting an altitude decrease from these folks any second now. Let's go back to our procedure. We are on arrival. Actually, I think I'm looking at the wrong thing here. We need to go to our flight plan and scroll down till we get to where we are, which is just right here. We should be at 1,393 feet, which is actually It's not, because this is 88. So we should probably be at no rip. They're going to give us a descent slope, probably to 8800 or somewhere thereabouts. Okay. Let's keep watching. We are in the throes of it now, folks. All right. Well, if I'm sure I haven't said it already on this one, but if you haven't subscribed to my channel, there's not a lot of content there right now, but my plan is to get more content up, more stuff like this. I've got American Truck Simulator that I play every now and then. It's not one of my go-to games all the time, but I do play it. I've got a profile and stuff like that. And I'm an IT guy and I'm a woodworker as well, so I've got some other stuff that I'm probably going to put up there. I might be doing some woodworking videos. Those are a lot more hard to film, of course, because they're not, it's not just sit down and just talk to a camera and do this kind of thing. I'm moving around and cutting stuff, and so making something with a video, trying to make a video while you're making something is a lot more difficult than just making the thing that you want to make. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you want to get notified when I do another stream, hit the bell, because that'll tell you that I'm streaming something. And subscribing always, and please just like the video if you can, because it helps. It doesn't help me yet, because YouTube doesn't even know I exist, to be perfectly honest. But they will. They will at some point know about me, I hope. And that's great. So I appreciate it if you can. All right, we're into our next one here. I think we should be getting a request down any minute, I think. Hour 30. This is a pretty good sized stream. Hopefully somebody finds it interesting to watch it back at some point. All right. Oh, all right. We are getting close to needing to make a reduction in altitude here. I'm almost tempted to ask for it myself, but the problem is that I don't know what I can't see yet, which is a problem. Like, I don't know what's out there. Oh, we can probably turn off our. We can probably turn all this stuff off. We can turn the light off for sure. And I'll leave the windshield in the prop, but I'll this temperature minus 21. I'm gonna keep it for now. It's so cold. There's no precipitation, but it's hard to say. Yep, that's my inertial separator is on already. That's fine. It's dark. It's dark in the clouds. It's like mid-afternoon. There we go. 7,400. Ugh. Yikes. Whoa, too much. What did she say? 7,400? Yeah. So 7,400 is not where we were expecting that to be for the next one. If we go down and have a look at our flight plan here, we should actually be should have been expecting an 8,800, but I'll take 7,400 because why not? And we're going to expedite that descent as quickly as we can here. Let's do this. 2,000 or so. 1,900. 2,000. There we go. We're cruising now, man. We are ripping up the road. That's per minute, by the way. 2,000 feet a minute. It's pretty good. All right. There we go. We're breaking through the bottom. All right. So we're cleared to humic. Acknowledge my assigned approach. I'm actually going to stand by and select another one. Oh, they're not letting me. They are not letting me. Oh, there we go. Oh, let's go back a page. Let's do a standby. Okay. We wanted ILS 16. Let's see if we can get ILS runway 16. Let's do number 1 with the humic transition. Acknowledges request approach from controller. Okay. That's where I'm headed. All right. Acknowledge my assigned approach. And we are good. So we're going to get down to 4,200 feet, which is, as you can tell, kind of close to the ground. But there's the big old lake over there. And we've got mountainous ranges. Now, one of the things I've learned about this ATC in this game is that at least once now, they have flown me into the side of a mountain. I think they did it without knowing it, but it's hard to say. So here's a perfect example. You look out that front window, you're thinking to yourself, do I have clearance to get over that? I've still got another 1,000 feet to go before I level out. So I'm going to hit altitude select right now at 50, whatever this is, 200, and I'm going to flip over to my heading bug. I'm just going to move this just to the right a little bit, and I'm going to go heading, and the plane will shift slightly to the right. Oops, that's not what I wanted. And that will take us between these two hills, which clearly was a problem. And then we will go back to nav again, like that. And now we will drop ourselves down to 4,200 feet. You'd think I've done this before or something, wouldn't you? Well, I would, except that you're going to kill me if I do, lady. Yeah, I'm not going to do that quite yet. Look at how close we are to this ground here. And with that turn that we had to do, you see, this is where things get real hairy. So we're going to turn off okay, air autopilot's off, thank God, because I was going to crash into that hill. You got to give your stick a real good pull. So they're trying to put me at 4,200 feet when there is 6,000 feet of land. So we are going to stick this thing. When inbound. Okay, and acknowledge my approach transition. I gotta get to the lake, because then I can go to 4,200 feet. But right now, that's just simply not going to be an option, unfortunately. Alright, so here we go. We're into the other side of this valley. I think we're okay now. And so now we can turn on the autopilot. No, we can't. We're going to turn that off again. Come on. There we go. Come on. Oh, this thing. It's got to turn a lot sharper than that if I'm going to get around that frickin' hole. Now we're going to pull up again because it drifted too far. And now we can go back to autopilot one more time. Yeah, there we go. All right. And we're following the nav, and this should flip back over. There we go. Okay, now we are headed down to 4,200. Yes, and we're going to go down. Oh, for God's sakes. We're going to expedite this now because now we've got to really get down there. It's 1,000 feet. All right. Here we go. Let's tune Kelowna Tower and let them know where we are. Tree on tree. Acknowledge the entry. Okay. Now this is going to bring us right to Wyman. So we'll remember that we are going to do an approach here now. Oops. And here we go. They would probably send somebody to have a conversation with you. You'd be fined for sure. Hello, Tyler. All right, we're going to slow way down now because I got to bring this back to 150 knots. I don't know how much you've been watching, but I just had to navigate around the mountains because the thing was trying to bring me right into them. It's ridiculous. In the game, no. They don't even talk to you in the game. Goof. All right. You can see the runway out there in the distance, which is great. All right. So let's have a look here at flight plan. All right, good. We're at 4,200 feet already, which we needed to be. So we've got our glide slope there, and now we're just waiting for it to catch, which should be pretty quick. Right at that diamond, we should hit it. Miles. So you see this diamond is dropping here. So that's the glide slope, and I'm approaching from underneath it. So if you can imagine, the glide slope is an angle from up in the sky down to the ground. I'm at about 4,200 feet, and I'm going to enter the glide slope below. And when that diamond touches this blue marker here, the plane will track down that glide slope all the way to the ground. That's how ILS works, instrument landing system. And so now we're keeping it in the green. Here we go. We should see the GS here will jump up, and there it goes. So now we're going to follow that glide slope right down to the runway. Pull back on the fuel a little bit here. A little too fast. I'm going to bring in some flaps. And the autopilot is so good it will actually adjust the trim, which is the nose up and down, to make sure that we stay on our glide slope. And the flaps help with reducing our speed as well, obviously, assuming I can bring this back far enough. And a second notch. Now, the system is smart enough to say, hey, you've got your flaps ready for landing gear, so do we want to put our landing gear out? Yes, we do. Now I got to give this more gas, because now we're into danger zone from the speed perspective. Got to make sure we don't fall out of the sky like a rock. just drop this thing like on the ground, like a rock. I would hope so. I'm already on the frickin' final, dude. Oh, sorry. Yes, I did copy. And now we wait. These big jets, this isn't a big jet. This is a single turboprop sitting on the end of my nose. So it can do 95 knots to the ground on an ILS approach. A Cessna can do 65 knots, which is basically a kite, just real slow. But Learjets, Boeings, those big planes that have these huge jets on them and their weight, they actually, and because, especially the Learjets, because their wing surface is so small, they actually need lots of forward momentum to stay airborne. So they'll land on the ground much, much faster than I would in anything that I fly right now. And I know that when I've flown into Kelowna on a WestJet flight or whatever, this approach, which I think we've all been on, would take from where we were at 4,200 feet to the ground would be 3 minutes. I'm looking at a 6-minute descent at the rate that I'm going. All right. Time to turn off the old autopilot, especially the yaw damper, I think. And let's right coming up quick here, we're going to flip over to manual, and we will fly this bad boy right ourselves. Consistently turbulent is true. I haven't answered your other question yet, I know, but I will. And right on the numbers, just past the numbers. Ugh, it's like I knew how to do that or something. All right, flaps back up. And I'm gonna look for a taxiway. A little further down here, I guess. Slip and slide. Thanks, Ian. Alrighty. I will do that. Thank you much. I can't see the damn thing. Alright, going to ground on 121.7. Welcome to Kelowna, folks. Oh, Ian. Haha. Erica, you've seen this landing lots of times, haven't you? Wow, it just won't even go. There it goes. No, I don't care. How am I disappointed? Just gonna get off the runway here. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Yep, in the grass we go. All right, well, I'm going to take that as a full stop. Call it a day. All right, well, that's it. We're in Kelowna. Thank you for your viewership and watching and chatting. And I will see you in the next one.